Welcome back everyone. Today we're in the Giants editor and I'm Joel, and this is the 10.0.7 version for Farming Simulator 25, and today we're working on the Jules Peaceful Valley map, as you can see here, and we're going to work on the canning factory. So I'm going to come on over. You can see that I'm molded a little bit more. Nothing's finalized yet, so some of this will still have to be adjusted, but I'm getting it situated where once we go through here we come under there and you can either go up and go out, but we're going to have to smooth that and get it all situated, and then we'll come to the left as the cannon factory, or we could go that way, and the road still has to be situated too. All the roads ain't done yet, so always remember that if they look wrong, it's because they're not even done yet. Okay, and then you're going to move on over here and do the cannon factory area. So basically what you're going to do is get your ground molded the way you need it for your canning factory after you bring it in. So what you need to do to bring it in real quick for the newbies is to go to your main game wherever it's installed at. So we'll just click a spot and then I'll take you to mine, but yours could be in C drive, program files 86, then Steam, then Steam Apps, Common, and then there's a Farm Sim, one of mine. Or my 25 is in D drive, Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, Farm Sim 25, Data, Maps, Maps US, and in this case you would double click on this depending on what type of computer you got, and you would pick which one of the Giants editors you're going to use, in this case 10.0.7, then click OK. I'm going to click cancel, you would click OK, be patient, let it load, okay. I'm going to hover over the one I already have open, and then you would go up to the top here after it opens, and don't click on anything till it loads perfectly and fully and finishes, and then you would come and find your cannon place. Let me see. You can look for it in the list unless you just know where it happens to be. I don't think I know where this thing is. I'll probably have to look somewhere else. Wait, that looks like it. Okay, here's the cannon factory. So you're going to find it in the map. You can click on it and you can see where it is if you need to. Just open map, locations, then open buildings. You open it by clicking on the little plus or minus. There goes that one. See how it closes it, and then it closes it to the map. Let me close these, this will look better. So you're going to open the map, then click open the locations, then click open the buildings. You're going to find your canning one, and then this is it here. So you're going to click on that whole group, the whole transform group, can package factory US underscore place. And if you want just this building, then I'm going to tell you these next steps in just a second. You can either get just this one building, or you could get the whole production area, and it would be every building of the production ones. So I've talked about that. It's the same process. So either way you pick it, if you're wanting all the ones that's in that group, or if you just want one at a time, however you want to do it, okay? I suggest go ahead and, if you're probably going to get them all, go ahead and take the production point area one and send it to your map, and then do each one of the other ones the same way, the farms, the buying stations, and so on. Now in this case we'll click on this one. What you would do, even if you just getting one building, or you getting this whole group, this is a whole group, see, closes it up and it's all these buildings here. Alright, you would get all those right there. So you're going to highlight the one you want. You're going to go to File, click Export Selection with Files. You're going to go to wherever your map is. Mine's in Documents, My Games, Farm Sim 25, Mods, my map name, Maps, Maps US. Once in here, create a new folder. I'm not going to do it, but you create a new folder. Click once. Title it Production Points underscore area. If you wanted, before you came in here, you could have copied and pasted from this name box right here, and so that when you clicked on new folder, you could copy and paste your name into the new folder, and then you could open that new folder, which would be like this. Open it. This won't be here yet. Then you would click here, right click, and click paste, and that would put that in there if you had copied this name thing. If not, type it out, preferably the same way just for your own sake so you can remember, but you don't have to. Alright, to put it in this box, this wouldn't be here, and then you'd hit save, yes, and yes. Yes, you want the parent relative paths in the parent directory. Alright, so yes to both questions. I'm going to click cancel, you click yes and yes. And that's it for that, and we're done with this one. So, and then you would X out of here, and then you would say click no, you don't want to do or save anything, so that it can leave your main game alone without changing any of your main game. You do not want to change your main game stuff. So now we're going to hover back to our map that we opened, and you open it the same way. You just go to your map and click on that map i3D, so map US i3D in your map to open it. Now once you're done with that, you're going to come to wherever you want your spot. You're going to get ready. You're going to hit File and Import. Once you do that, you need to go back to wherever it is. If it should pop up like this popped up. If it's the very last thing you did, it'll pop up right away. And then you click it, and then you click Open. If it didn't pop up, just go back to your map, wherever that is. Mine would be Documents, My Games, FS25, Mods, the map name, Maps, Maps US, and then you would go down to wherever it was. So say it was in Production Points area. And since you would be bringing the whole group in, if you had did the Production Points area one, they would then click that and click Open. If you had only grabbed just that building, you would highlight the i3D that was just the name of that building, and then you would hit Open. Okay, so either way, same process, just pick the whole group or the one building that you had brought, and then click Open. I'm gonna click Cancel since it's already in here. Then once it brings it in, your production point, if you did production point, it would be at the bottom down here. You would hit the middle scroll wheel and then drag it up, holding the middle scroll wheel down, and then let go of it when it hits buildings. Okay, so if you don't have all that, then you could make it by doing create, transform group. You could click it, then name it the names that you just see in that list, which is transform group locations, transform group buildings. So you would just take away where it says transform and title it locations. Take away, make another one, create, transform group. Let's just make one so y'all can see. Roll up to the top, you would title it locations. I'm not going to do it, but I'll get, you can see I'm typing something, right? I don't want to put that. Then you could, then you make a new one, and then you title it buildings, like that. See? So I'm not going to do that. I'm just leave it like it is. I'll delete that one because I don't want it. Alright, so once you're done with that, let me get this out of here so we can see. Alright, so you've brought it in, you throwed it up there into your buildings folder if you had gotten the big whole chunk of it like that. Or if you already had a production point area and you only brought in the can factory, then you would do the same for it. Hit the middle scroll wheel on the highlighted part, drag it up, let go of it into the production point area. So then it would be in here. And then you could move it up and down the list accordingly by hitting right click on it and move up or move down wherever you want to do it. Just keep doing it over and over until you get it to where you want it. Alright, and then what you can do is when it first comes in, if you did this one, you need to leave it at 0, 0, and then just open it like that and click your can package factory, and then hit Control B as in boy, left mouse click where you want it, and then you'll adjust it by twisting it around with this little green thing. Whatever you got to do to it, get it situated. If you want it to be lined up with a straight road like this, then depending on where this part needs to be, you would have either zeros, it could be a 90, it could be 180 or whatever. So you would have to do that as accordingly as you needed. Like if it turns, like if you turned it, see how that looks. But if you went around and that was square, you would see that it would be a 90 and it would have been square with this line. So if you don't want all that, see, and the other ones went to 180, negative 180, and then regular 180. But if you want it to be like mine was, just you can probably leave it at 0, depending on what road you're dealing with. You don't have to do that. You can just caddy corner it, however you want to do it. You know, whatever your situation is. Fix that, and then you're done with that. You don't have to move it anymore. Once you put it there and you've situated the ground, you got it all ready, you're good to go. Just make sure that you got exit points where they can come out and be able to drive. So I'm gonna have to paint obviously differently here, and then it'll be able to drive around. It can get back out, it can get in. There's roadway, it'll be a roadway here that it can get in there, and so alright, and so now we need to get more information. We got other things we got to do. So if you'll open it, the canned package factory, you can see here's a pre-placed canned package factory US thing. Then of course it has all that other stuff with it. Well, all that stuff came with it on account of you got this whole thing from the main game. Otherwise you would have just got the building and not, you wouldn't have got every single thing, right? So once you have everything ready, you need to hit save after you've situated your ground and everything. So let's go ahead and hit save. I think I already have, but let me hit it again and make sure. And we're going to be getting the information from the in-game map, and then we'll have to double check and make sure. Always double check each one you do for triggers. Some have it already set up and some need some trigger stuff. So when you look at your Placeables XML, that's where you're going to figure that out at. Alright, we got to wait a second so it can mold. I had mold in the ground, so it's going to take a second for it to save. And then we'll be all set. And as you can see, it's got the decals. So that's why that cement look is on the ground. That's not paint, that's decals. Alright, it's still saving, so I can't move anything. Alrighty. Now, for whatever reason, they broke. I'll say they broke it. Whether it's broke or not, I don't know. That'll be determined. But the toolkit, the placeable toolkit, isn't working the way it was. So it's something ain't right. I don't know, unless there's a whole nother. They've changed the way you use it or something. But I've tried it. I showed y'all on a couple episodes ago. If you want to look at that, you can look at that. But we're started just using the Placeables XML information instead of the placeable toolkit on account of it. They keep changing it, keep messing it up. I liked it when they did it. It worked best when they did it the 10.0.3 one to me. The next one, there was one of them that I had showed a video on how to fix. That one worked okay too after we fixed it. But other than that, no. I just don't want to do the way I think it should. Now, technically, I have this here. And I could use the placeable toolkit the way I had showed y'all previously, because I'll just show you how to do it so y'all at least know. Scripts, shared scripts, map, placeables, placeable toolkit. Leave it on the FS25 path for the top folder. This one you'll put to your map, my games, FS25, mods, the map name, maps US, go to config, go to placeables, click open. Then normally you would click on this create placeable one and go get the XML for this building. Well, that don't want to work anymore unless they done fixed it since I said that, but I hadn't updated anymore on that, so I don't imagine they fixed it. I mean, typically you'd have to have a whole new Giants editor, so I don't think they fixed it. But I had hit validate placeables. And since I already have the building in here and that pre-placeables thing that's within that building from the main game, it will go and find that information and add it to my Placeables XML. Or I can just go to the Placeables XML and copy it all anyway. I'll show you really quick for the beginners. You would go through this list, and all these are buildings that I already have on the map. And I would just click no if I don't want to do that farmhouse one. If you want it, hit yes, meaning it would write it to your placeables XML in your config folder. Okay, so I'm going to hit no, and then I would go until I saw the factory we're at, which I'm technically not going to do it that way. I'm going to write it. Let's see if we see it. It's a can factory. I'm gonna write it. Whoop, we just passed it. Well, I'm not gonna keep it, but you can see what it does. If we just passed it, we would hit yes, and then once we hit yes, we would have X'd it out, and it would have written it to our thing. So I'm gonna show you as soon as I click no to get out of here, because it's reading off every single building I have, and because I hadn't put the XML for all my buildings yet, because I brought them in a big lump sum. So you can do it one by one or whatever. Then if you hit X, if I had selected yes on one of them and I would have hit this X, it would have said it wrote it. Do you want to write it to that config placeables XML? And then I would have hit yes, and it would have wrote it to there, but it still would have wrote it as this, which is under user attributes, is the main game unique ID. So D3C. If we was to look at the main game one, at the pre-place thing, and well, I'm on the wrong thing. I gotta open it. Right there, you come in here, and it's gonna say the same thing. See, DC3. So this one, DC3. I mean 3C, whatever. It's the same. Alright, so the point is there's no reason to use the placeable toolkit now because we want to get the picture. So we got to go get the rest of that information in the placeables XML, so there's just no point in using it now. If they would have left it alone, then maybe it would have been a reason, because we'd have got a unique ID that's different from this unique ID from this main game one, but whatever. So now we're going to go to the main game again. So just go through the path again. D, Steam Library, Common, FS25, Data, Maps, Maps US, and in this case we would go to Config, then Placeables, right click, Edit with Notepad++, come in here and find the canned factory, or whatever it's called. Alright, so you can look around or find it, or if you can't find it that way, and it's not, you're like, nope, can't find it, hit Control F as in Frank, type in canned. I actually missed the A when I was typing, and hit next, find next, and it should get you there. Alright, let's see if it got us there. Okay, it actually got us. Okay, that's actually showing. Okay, so that's right there. I want to show y'all. Canned package factory. Canned packed factory, rather. Now, let me show you something. Let me go see. This says canned package factory, okay? So let's go back. I'm going to show you something. This has the position and the rotation, okay? So we need that. That's what we need. But you can also see here, down here where it's D3C, this is the actual building part. So there's what that's saying is, see how it has a path to the buying station water.xml. So they have the water. Let me go and show you. Hang on. Interesting. We would have to, okay, I'm going to teach you something. See these numbers? Copy. I don't know if I might be able to do it. Copy them 3 numbers for a second and go back to the main game. Create a transform group. Be very careful doing this. Hit transform. Click to the beginning, hit Control Shift V, it'll put that number in, and you can see right there, that's what I was trying to show y'all. If you're confused when you look at your XML and you didn't know what this is, or what are they talking about, the can factor, and it's something to do with water. What are they talking about? Always take the position they give you, and if you take it and put it in a transform, I gotta fix that. I got too much of it. You will be able to see. Now that's just a rotate. You technically don't need that one. It's just going to rotate it, so you don't really need that one. But the point is, it'll show you on the main game. You have to go back to the main game, create the new transform group, and put that number in here. Remember, click at the beginning of it and hit Shift Control and V as in Victor. And when you got it from the other area, you just hit copy. You highlighted it and hit copy all three numbers. Alright, so now you see where it's telling you this is what it is. So that XML goes to this. But we hadn't placed that on our map. But since it goes to this building, I don't even think I have that building placed. I don't. Let's see what this building is. This is a residential building one. It also has, okay, it don't have that. It's a different one. Okay. So if you was to get this and take it to your map, you could put it here with this can place, and it goes with this place, is the point. So, but you don't have to, but that is where they put it. So that's what that is. And basically you would just bring it in. Okay, since it's part of it, I guess I'll look at it and see. I don't even know if I have that in my map. Let me see. I think it would be easier for me to type the name. Okay, it's under Water Towers number 2. Okay. Water Towers number 2. Do I even have that in here? Just bring that in if you need it, and then you put that path. I don't even think I brought Water Towers in here. Yeah, I did. I even might have brought it twice. This should be it right here. Yep. Alright, so it goes over here, just say Control B as in boy, left mouse click, right? And then you just fix it wherever it's supposed to be going, right? So click on transform of that one, so you can see this, so you can make that a 0 if you wanted it square. So all those are 0 to square it up to this. See? And I Control B'd it, so it's pretty much where it should be. If you was to look at the other one, it's probably going to be the same spot. See? That one's actually a slightly more. Some of the other sides are lower. They kind of made it like slanted more. Mine's more level. So just as long as you get it in a decent spot, it's fine. Alright, so what that means is you would take this information, these little, wherever you put it, so you click to the end of it, and you would take all those numbers, 3 at a time, to your placeables XML and put it with that one. So we'll do both of these, okay? Now first we're going to finish this building here. So we're going to go back to that placeables thing. We'll come back to this one in just a second. We're going to jump on down, we'll close this one, and we're going to get this one, because this is the main building one. You're going to click to the end of it, left click, hold down, drag it up, let go. Right click and click copy. Go back to your placeables XML in your map, so wherever your map is. Mine's in Documents, My Games, Farm Sim 25, Mods, my map name, Maps, Maps US. And then here, config, placeables, right click, edit with Notepad++, come in here, click to the end, hit enter, right click and click paste. It brings it in, and you can see it. I kind of should have put it over to the beginning, and because I highlighted to the beginning, you should click it at the beginning. Instead I put my cursor here, and that's why it jumped over. So just back that one up. But otherwise, if you'd have put it here and then right clicked and pasted, it would have put it exactly even. And you always double check it to see that the front and the end close. Okay, the beginning and the ending. And there it is. This is the main game one. It didn't give us a unique one, obviously, because we got up in the places XML. The toolkit don't work anymore. We used to get our own number. But now we have the picture that's going to show up in game. So when we click on the icon, we'll see this picture. And then we'll have that. Now let's go put the store item for this one, and then we'll do the other thing. Hit save after you're through. Now, let's go double check the store item, go back to the folder, and if you want to have two folders, one for main game and one for your map, click on right click on this file explorer thing like that, and then click this and it'll open a new folder. And then when it opens the new folder, you'll have two. You'll have one to your map, and then you take the other one to the main game area. So go back all the way through to your main game area, FS25 data, maps, maps US config, and then go to store items. Right click and edit with Notepad++. You're going to come look in here for the can place right here. So this is the can place, and you would take that if you have a blank store items area, you would take that, highlight it, right click and click copy. And if you did it like I said, do it, take all of these by taking that whole file, which I will show you here. If you wanted the whole file, you could take the whole file and put it in your map area in your config next to your placeables, and then you would have all these already ready, and then you just delete the ones you don't need. But I wouldn't delete them until you're completely finished deciding what you're even going to put on your map. And then you only have to change the ones that you need to change, and the rest you can leave the same. So that's how you do that. Now we would need to go to our store items if we haven't already. So go to your map, wherever your map is, to your store items, right click and edit with Notepad++. And if it's blank, then you would just come up here and click underneath the store item one. So basically you would click on up there, hit enter. You would hit enter and right click and click paste like so. And then hit save, and then that would be in there for you. I'm going to delete it because I don't need it, and then I'll bring it back up one level and hit save. And I don't have to do that because I already have it in here right there, and because I have the whole thing in here. And since I'm not changing this XML and making it all custom and everything, I don't have to put it in my map, and I don't have to call it from my map. It can stay the main game name or path. Alright, and so let's take a peek. I don't think there's any of those other ones that we need. Just checking to make sure. Let's check that water tower thing just to make sure ain't nothing in here with it, since that's the train stuff. Nope. Alright, so we won't need a store item for that other one on that water trigger thing, that little tower thing. But we do need to go get the numbers, and first we'll go ahead and go get to the placeables XML, the main game. Right there, edit with Notepad++. Now we'll come up here to the can package factory one, and we'll grab that whole line of information and the green part just because it tells us what it is, and we'll copy that, right click and copy that. Now we'll go to our placeables XML and our map, and right click and edit with Notepad++, and we'll click to the end of this one and hit enter, click to the beginning and right click and click paste. That will bring that in. Now we'll hit save for a second, but we need to put this number from our Giants editor map there. So we highlighted it. Make sure you got the right thing highlighted, the exact whole group, and not some piece of it, but the whole thing. And then click at the end of it right there and hit shift control and C as in cat. Then go back to your placeables XML area where that position is and highlight just that between these quotation marks and right click and click paste. Then go back to the Giants editor and click, well, you don't have to on this one because you can, I mean, just as well, and hit shift control C as in cat, even though it says 0 because the other one don't say that. So go back. Now if it says 0, you could have just hit the backspace. I'll show you. You could, since it says mostly zeros, you could have just backspaced to make it 0. or you could just did this and right clicked and click paste. Alright, and then you're going to hit save, and that part's done. So now it's going to call that for that water thing, buying station water thing. So now we have done both of the things for the can factory thing, because that's what that says. Watertower02 was at the can factory place. You don't have to put it there. You could put this somewhere else and just use this for that. Okay? You don't have to. They just put theirs there. You don't have to. Alright, so now we're going to save it again because I moved this. You always need to double check and make sure you save it. And as long as you put both of those in your placeables XML and the one building, this big building, in your store items, and saved your map from after you've moved it to this area, you can go in game and test it out. And hopefully we can get in there quickly. It's going to take a second to load because I haven't opened it today. But I appreciate everybody. Smash the like button, everybody. Trying to get moving on the map making for the Giants editor for Farming Simulator 25. We got to get moving on the map. That's why I done another video. I kind of wasn't in the mood to play a simulator game. So I said, you know, I'm going to go work on my map. So we're going to get it done. And hopefully get all these XML buildings in and then move on to something else. We got to mold this ground, pick out some more road areas, pick out some more field areas, what we're going to do. Once we get all that done, we can really start decorating and get moving on some other things. So hopefully it moves along pretty quickly after we get the XML all done. We're pretty close. We're moving along pretty quickly with it. There's still quite a bit left, but we've gotten a lot done, so let's see what we got here. Now I'm not going to do a full video on how to do the canning place, but I will show you that it works. So that's the main goal of coming in game at all, is just to show you that it works. And then if it don't, I can always tell you what's going on with it. Alright, so we're going to delete this one and go in game. There we go. Won't take too long, hopefully. Seems to be moving okay. Alrighty then, let's go ahead and get in there. It's a little slow because I got all that open. I should have closed the map before I came in here. Alright, let's get on in there. It's going to take a second because we got two different Giants editors open and everything. Hit escape, and now we need to find those buildings, and they're over here, and there it is right there. Nicely spread out. There's the cannon factory. We're going to hit visit. You could do manage, buy tag. And as you can see, let's check it again. There's the little icon, but let's check it again. As you can see, it shows up, so it works, and it has the picture. And that's why we went on in there in the placeables XML to get that extra line of information for this to work. Otherwise, if I had used that placeable toolkit that I was going to use originally, it would have only put the other in, and not this picture would not show up because it would have only gave us the thing to make this work, but not this. Okay, so that's the difference. So if we come here, it puts us right on the spot. We can hit R. We could buy the building, which I don't think I have that much. We'll have to borrow the money to buy it. But as you can see, it's here, and there's the water tower. As you can see, here's this little thing where the pallets go, and then this over here is the spot where we put stuff. So, you know, we can come here and throw stuff in there. And then the water, I'd have to check it, but we should be able to do it. But as you can see, we molded the ground. This is the rest of the building. Our train would go right there over the top there. So that's our view. That's the animal dealer. That's another bridge. We got to adjust all this anyway. So here's where we would come in at. Alright, so let's save up the money to buy it. Let's go ahead in here and do it so we can just be quick about it. Oh, wrong place. Finances. And we want to spacebar it, borrow it, get enough to do it. Should be about, we'll just get a little extra just to make sure. Alright, that's good. And then we'll go buy it up here. As you can see, it works. And, oh, did I get enough? Just did, didn't I? Wow. Alright. So now it's, you see it says not active. We didn't activate it yet. And then if we run around over here for a minute, see, we got to come over here. Alright, so let's hit escape. You can come here and then you can go to this, and then it's on here, the canned place. We could activate it. What you do is click on whatever you're gonna do, like say peas or whatever. Let me see, carrots is here, and then you could click activate, and then of course you can change the output mode to selling or just distributing or storing. If you put it to storing, it will make the pallet spawn so you can pick it up and go take it somewhere. Otherwise, it's just, if you go to distributing, if you haven't connected it to somewhere else to distribute to, it's just gonna store it and hold on to it and not spawn it. Otherwise, you would put it on selling if you're just gonna sell it and not worry with anything. So we'll put it on storing and then activate. It's already activated, so I can get out. Let's back out of here again. Now let's walk up, and it's telling us what we need. It says missing material carrots. So so we need to do that. It's telling us it's empty. It says we own it. Now that is something I need to mention that I hadn't been mentioning. I've mentioned it, but I hadn't been lately. I have this whole map, farmland, dealt with as far as, let me show you. It's, we got to get out of here. There. So the farm, it's only 2 farmlands apparently, yeah, or whatever. So it's made to where we can do it while we're building it, but then it's not. We haven't done the farmlands yet. So if you don't know what to do, look back at my video. I probably did a video about it. I'm pretty sure I did, where you do the, well, it might have been my blank map one, and you basically have it set up so that you can test all these. Otherwise it would have said, oh, you don't own the land or this or that or whatever. So make sure that you have the farmland situated right. If you're having problems with that, I'm sorry I hadn't mentioned it in every single video, but I have mentioned it before, but I needed to mention it again when I thought about it. So as you can see, that's what's going on. So you need to make sure you set that up. So, and you got to go paint it in your farmland thing and everything. So watch that video so you can get that done. Otherwise you're going to be all confused at why you can't do it, because if it says you can't get it because you don't own it or whatever. I just wanted to make sure y'all understand that I have that set up to where it's like I own everything basically, kind of, sort of. Alright. So let's come over here. Let's get, I'll use the F12 key to get these and the pallets and go to carrots and hit OK and throw some carrots in because I clicked it to be on carrots, and you can see that's what it's, you can see it dropping. So it's going in there, that means it's taking it. So you can see it says the amount I put in there, see? And then it's gonna, if I was to speed up time, it would put them here. Well, it says it sold them. Didn't I activate that? It should be. Let's speed up time and see what we got here. What is that? I think say they already spawned something out of place. Alright, so let's get over here and let's go speed up time. And it takes a second. Alright, back out and just see what happens. It should spawn here. And there's different cannon factories. If you were to look in your build menu, so that this ain't the only building, but this is the US one. So But it works out pretty good. It should be working. It's showing that it's doing it, so it should pop up after it hits enough. I'm not quite sure how much that is, but I don't think there it goes. I think it's like 2,000. But there you go, and then it pops up, and then if we had on strong, we could pick that up and move it, or you could come with a forklift and do it, and then you can deliver that to wherever it's supposed to be delivered. But as you can see, it works. So let's let it pop up another one. As soon as that bottom down there in the right hand corner hits 2,000, it should pop up another one. So, oh, we're running into a building. Now it's raining on us. Alright, let's hope it hurries. My goodness, it's the rain. There it goes, two things. So every 2,000 it pops up another one. Now we need to go ahead to the store. Let me see. And get a water thing and see about using that other thing. So go here. We'll let that time still speed on. Come here. Go in here. We'll go ahead and get a tractor. Trying to hurry because I know I got all that stuff open, so don't want it to crash on me. I should close your map. Also, when we use that main game map, we should have went ahead and closed it and hit no. Don't save it, because if you don't, you're gonna have that transform group in there that you did. So don't save that. Make sure you get rid of that. So basically just hit the X to close out Giant's Editor and hit no, you don't want to save it. Where is the water thing anyway? Is that it? Slurry, let's see. Must be down here. Okay, category. Animal transport. This has got to be it. It says water. Well, that says any one of them. So we'll just get a little one. Alright, let's just get this. Lease it. Should be right. And we'll drive it over there. I don't know if I fixed that bridge. I may have to take a different path, because I don't know if I fixed that bridge. I don't think I did. I might have. We'll see. Alright, so now we're gonna head over there, time speeding on up on us. There's the gas station right there, as you can see. And I have a video on that if you want to watch it. And this is the map. This is what's going on. Got a lot of fog everywhere. Let's head on over. Let's see. I think I fixed it. Yeah, I guess I did fix the bridge. There was a couple episodes where I didn't fix it yet, but I must have finally did. I remember now. There we go. It's speeding up, so we'll have to turn that off in just a second. Actually, I'm going to turn it off now because I don't want it to keep going and going. I want it to stay daylight. Alright, there we go. Sorry for all the flickering. I had it was speeding through time, so I still got to mold some of this, but that's the animal place. If you want to see how to do that, look at my video. But it's looking good. I still got to mold and fix roads and situate things, so everything ain't finished yet. So, but it's generally fixed. This may have to be adjusted if it's too low, not high enough or whatever. It's got to come down a little bit, I think. And then that's got to be fixed over there. But as you can see, this is that. Look, it's already produced more pallets. And supposedly, I'm assuming, yep, there it is right there. Look at there. Look at there. Now, what do we do? Let's hit F1. Hit R to start filling. And looky, it works. So that's how you do it, folks. We'll go ahead and load it up. And there it is. It's got the little icon you need. We could back up and you can see it's a pretty decent little spot here. Let's pull on back a little bit so we can kind of get an angle of everything. Let's take that down. We're not quite high enough, are we? Can't really see it very good, can you? I was going to try to show it, but there you go. There's that icon. There's the tower. There's the train track, the bridge, the whole little deal. We got to deal with the water later, like the real water. But this is it. And let's go and pull over here so we can at least look at this stuff. And there it is. Got a little back way in here. We'll pull over here. I think that's about the best place we can look from. You can see the little water thing there. But let's back up and... Why am I stuck? I was gonna say, what are y'all doing? There we go. But anyway, I think that's a good shot right there. But we're gonna go ahead and call that. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bell if you want to receive a notification every time I post a video. Goodbye, everybody.